Okay, Virginia, a career spanning 18 years, 55 singles titles, 3 Grand Slams as well as 4 Grand Slam doubles. Is there a standout moment in your career that you take with you forever?
Oh, yeah, winning Wimbledon was just unbelievable. I mean, and coming late in my career, it was, I think, even more meaningful because I had worked so hard for so many years, and you know, I'd always sort of lost the plot a little bit at Wimbledon, and then to finally, you know, get it and do it right was such a. I mean, people said, "Are you on cloud 9?" I said, or they'd say a little while afterwards, "Have you come down from cloud 9?" I said, "No," because I said, you know, it meant it was just so gratifying that I felt so much better after that. I never came down from cloud 9, really.
Well, obviously we've got Wimbledon round the corner. It must rekindle memories of that victory, none more so this year than obviously with the Jubilee celebrations going on. It must obviously bring back memories of when the Queen was there for the Silver Jubilee year.
You know, it's true, it does, because it was 77 was such a big year with the Jubilee, Silver Jubilee. Then the Golden Jubilee wasn't as big in a way, and so, but this one's been massive and wonderful and celebratory and exciting. So it's with the Olympics coming, it's we just need some sunshine.
Growing up and learning the game in South Africa, we spoke with Kevin Anderson yesterday, who said a move away to the States has helped his career. Obviously the lack of funding in South African tennis. Did the move away at the age of 15 help you with your career? I
think it probably did, because you know, South Africa has got such a great climate, it's very sports orientated, but there aren't quite the depth of tournaments and that. And when I left in the early 60s, England was the centre of the tennis world. So there were tournaments and tournaments and tournaments, and there was training and that sort of stuff, although there were no facilities. I mean, we still were faced with the problem of courts and weather. So for now, if they get the chance to go into a place like Florida where they're working with a lot of people who are equally good, it really helps. I mean, tennis you really need to have people who are playing at a very high level all the time to bring you up.
Much has been made about your comments with Andy Murray. Is it something you regret saying, or is it something that was taken out of context?
No, it wasn't really taken out of context, and I mean, obviously, I thought about it because I'm very reserved about what I say, and I'm very careful to be politically correct. But I didn't think it was an egregious remark. Actually, I looked at it again, and it was actually quite mild. But I know that I was not. I was sort of almost shocked that he looked like he was about to quit, and he couldn't play, and he couldn't serve. He was rolling a serve in, and he was in agony, writhing on the floor. And then 10 minutes later, he's serving aces. So I find, you know, it's hard for the opponent.
I know Andy Murray reacted by saying the circuit's a lot tougher nowadays than it was when you were playing. Is that something you go along with?
Look, the facts are that the circuit, there's a lot of money and a lot of pressure, but you know, there was always pressure. Some things in tennis have stayed the same, and a lot of things have changed. I mean, the way the game's played, the power and the technical side of it, and the fitness. Well, we were all fit, but we weren't as strong. We didn't do the strength thing. So, but it was full professional tennis by the mid 70s or by the 70s. So, you know, and being British, you had so many dedicated tennis writers, so there was a lot of pressure. I mean, the one thing that they have now is they have people who can help them. I didn't have a coach, I didn't have people around me, I didn't have my own personal physical trainer, I didn't have somebody who could help me psychologically. So you have to take all that information and learn to deal with everything. So I totally understand the pressure. I mean, the pressure is huge, and it's all that we're only all human beings, whether we're living some time ago as a youngster or living now as a youngster. So it's we get used to things. I mean, if you took us right out of that into this, it would be very difficult, but it's a gradual transition, and we learn to adapt to the context that we're in.
There's always a lot of pressure on the British players at Wimbledon. Henman, I think we had Henmania, Rosetsky. There's immense pressure on Andy Murray to be successful at Wimbledon. Was it the same when you were playing at Wimbledon?
Well, to begin with, there were so many very good British players. I mean, Anne Jones, Angela Mortimer won Wimbledon. There were a bunch of good players in Whiteman Cups. There were Scottish players, Winnie Shaw and Joyce Williams, so there was a lot of very good players, which was very healthy. Then when Anne quit, then there was a gap, and I was the only one, and it was a big responsibility. And I always said how glad I was, or how much it helped me, was when Sue Barker came along, and she shared the pressure.
This tournament here in Liverpool, Virginia, is all about showcasing young talents, the next best players on the circuit. We saw young Chloe Murphy briefly yesterday, young British talent. Is there anything you can tell us about her game?
Well, I wasn't here yesterday, but I remember playing with her last year, and so I liked what I saw. And
she's very talented.
Yeah, I mean, you get tempted to try and really put some serious input into these players.
We mentioned just then Chloe Murphy, and we all know the talent of Laura Robson. Is there more British talent being unearthed?
I think there is. I mean, and I think it still depends on whether you really want to do it. It's more the desire than it is even the fact that you have to work hard. We know you have to work hard, and it's also getting everything in balance so that so that pressure doesn't get to you, and it should be enjoyable.
Definitely. Thanks very much for your time, Virginia.